Once upon a time, there was a small group of young settlers working together to find out a new way of feeding. They were working in groups, discussing, visiting places where the experiments are done. And at the end of the day, there were some good ideas to look for a new settling. Some of the group decided to go to find a new settling, and there was some discussion how to go there. One of them had good information of the place where the good settling would be and how to come there. So 10 of them decided to go there. They took a long way, longer than expected, and after a few hours they find the place they was told to be. But there they were disappointed. It wasn't the place to be. They had to walk a longer distance, another way, climbing up to the high place, what was the place to be. Yes, they find a middle-aged settling near on the top of the hill, and there we actually find out that someone was lost during the trip. We had several tools to find each other, but the communication was not so good. There were a lot of discussions and where we go to eat and so on. But at the end of the story, yes, we find a good place to eat, to drink, and change ideas of the total new world we have. Some of the ideas got up in smoke, other in drinking, but at the end of the day, of the evening, we decided to find out and tell the other people we find the next place. But on that time, we found out there was no way back. How to come back. We had several systems to find out how, but there was no result. And at the end of the evening, a small group found out the way back. And the other group had to wait and to find out the next step. But at the end of the evening, everyone was home again. A small story of yesterday evening. What's the lesson to learn about? Yes, we got good information. We don't check it. We find out who is the leader. But the leader had no commitment of the group. We had discussions. So, what we learned yesterday, find out the information, check it. Go back to the original information and discuss together how to do that happened yesterday evening. A short summary of what I tried to tell you yesterday in the afternoon, or in the morning. I asked you to tell who is the leader. The leader is secret. We have 3 leaders. It's normal for a group of high educated people. There is no leader. And some of them, they are not the leaders, they are the followers. So you can see there were 13 votes, 14 votes, and there are 1 leader, but these are the same ones. Yesterday we did a process analysis of the aquaculture, and now we do it the same for the hydroponic farm we visited yesterday. Find out all these kinds of things. What are the objects we have to do on the farm? What is the jobs we have to do? What's the order of? We have 20 minutes to do it for this process. So form groups, 3 groups, a different group as yesterday, and make a short list of what we have to do with this. And then we will present it, this kind of stuff. And the object is the farm we visited yesterday. The total system, what are the objects of the system? We had tomatoes, we had lettuce, we had garlic, but there are a lot of other processes on the farm that had to be mentioned. and that list we need. And then what do we need for that? And after that we have the task analysis of the harvesting of the fish. But the first exercise is describing the whole system. What are the objects that there are? Yesterday it was a kind of brainstorming session. Everyone did know anything about it, and we tried to figure out what was happening. And now we got some information, and that information was shared to each other. Everyone was on the same place. Everyone can hear something. We can make the complete the data. So someone had part of the data, some other had the other data remembered, and so you got more information. And now you have some kind of the truth, because we haven't checked it. We have an idea, we have a global idea, but what is told by one person? To build a system is not enough. One or other kind, you have to discuss it, or you have to verify it, or to speak to look for it, some other out of your organization, to have fresh ideas. Is that true, what you said? 1,000 kilogram fish from 1 square meter, is that the real figure? How many years you need for that? So that kind of discussion is the next kind of discussion you want to have to make a better level to make decisions. This is one kind of information. You have to verify it. You are a scientist, so you know what you have to verify it. When there is no other figures, you have to find out. You have to make a range of figures and to have one or more scenarios from what could be possible. We want to report what was written now and what were the objects you discussed about.
Equipment, trolleys for the collection of material and also the cases. So I think, and pesticides, this is the equipment they had. So,
Pumps.
crops?
Pumps.
Ah, yeah, the water system also had pumps. And what they needed to do every day, I think, was water analysis, so EC and sometimes pH. Sometimes they used pesticides. So how the process for every crop started with seedlings or seeds. So he either started them on their own or bought them meat process. I don't know how exactly you call it. So then from there he needed to increase the size of the growth transplant to the higher. Then he went to the hydroponic systems. And from there on it was really easy for the lettuce, just wait and harvest.
You needed to check the scouting methods.
Okay.
For disease and things.
Some monitoring also done. For the tomatoes, you also needed pruning of the leaves and raising and lowering the plants.
You say that just for the lettuce, we did it just for the lettuce greenhouse. You say that the transplanting of the 10,000 plants took 4 days. So if we consider we have there's a 8 weeks production, so if we have 4 batch, 4 weeks and 4 days to transplant, we can put 1 full day per week of only transplanting. So yeah.
Did you relate that to the market? That 4 weeks or 4 phase?
From the seedlings to the harvest in the pollage.
If it's 8 weeks of production, so why 1 day, not half a day?
4 weeks production.
4 weeks production.
Yeah, 4 weeks production. And in each truck there was a little more than 400 lettuce. So the harvesting of the 1 day planting, so harvesting per week would be 6 trucks like the one we saw. So 6 trucks per week. But what is difficult is to know how long it takes to harvest 1 truck. Because here we saw that he comes back very fast. So I guess the transport of the lettuce is short, or I don't know what it does with the lettuce, maybe for the new way. But anyway, it's very fast. But how long it takes to cut them, I think it's a missing information. In case maybe I didn't listen.
Can you estimate it?
Yeah, it just put off, but how long it takes?
You said 1.5 days to harvest everything.
Almost 2 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But I think just for lettuce. No?
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
so per week it will be maybe just half a day.
So let's say 12 hours for the whole thing. 94, so
Wow. I think there is
3 hours.
maybe a difference between the reality and what you say. I don't really see how half a day is enough to load 6 trucks of lettuce.
When did you get the information about the trucks?
Hmm?
How did you get information about the trucks? Okay.
I counted. Whereas before
Yeah, 4 by 4
3
and
by
3.
6
Yeah.
and 6 lettuce per basket. We also thought about what's missing in this greenhouse and say that was probably missing some better way to control pests. There was like the electric thing when the insects arrive and they are grilled. I don't know how it works.
It was out of order.
There were some sticky papers.
Okay, like all they didn't stick anymore.
Yeah,
They were like penny
there was
rolls.
no sticky papers. That was the
think
there
they
was, but inefficient
Originally
sticky
they were,
papers.
they were yellow color. Now they were just white.
Yellow and blue.
We got to a better level of information. What I saw was there was a little bit of inequality between the partners of the group. There were some leaders, they thought they know the information, and by their character they were the truth. To interact in the group, you have to put in the people who are silent. Ask them what they think. Let them react on what you say. And that's a kind of information, of a kind of way to verify what's happening in the group and what is happening with the figures. Because I told you something and you think it is the truth. I'm a big liar. But when you are the alpha people, you are telling the truth and you are keeping the word on the whole time, and when you don't pick up the other people in the group, you lose a lot of information and you could take the wrong way. So that's the lesson what I saw here. You are quite eagle, but the characters are different, and so you have to learn to listen also to the silent people. Next step is the same we did yesterday. We go deeper in the fish harvesting and look especially for what's necessary for the, sorry, not the fish harvesting, that was yesterday, for the hydroponic harvesting. What tools do we need to to harvest the vegetables. And what do we need to change on what we saw to have a more efficient harvesting?
Okay, so what was missing there, the roots were contaminated to the leaves, and it shouldn't be because of cancer or any disease or anything. And then it can be solved by packing the food nicely. They have some room for packing. And then quality of food was really important to me, that they didn't check that because there is a standard in the market if we sell the food, and if our food is not up to that standard, the whole food will come back and we need to throw in the bin. So it was really important, and I asked him that, he said that we just look the leaves. If they are okay, then it's okay, but it's not enough.
They don't require it. What else would you do though for a quality check and things like this? 'Cause
Quality check, for me, I have to check quality for the fish and plants by the chromatography. So there are some tests we can do those for randomly picking few plants, and then we do that. And also because if they are using pesticides, then it's really important to check it. There could be some user that they would like to know that if it is pesticide is used, and what kind of elements could be there in the food. And then I had issue with the water disposal, and they said that they are just, when they are recirculating the water, the extra water, they are sending it to the sea, and it is again causing pollution. So they are not using any disinfection there or anything. So, and what else? These things that, and then it might be possible that if they use more workers, a manpower, and then it will be more organized. So it also depends upon the efficiency, because we saw one guy who was taking care of everything, and it wasn't so hygienic. So it should be more clean, and I don't think so they are giving all this information to the distributor or the restaurants. So the food is not up to the quality.
It's a very low investment organization. It is a one-person company. There was, yes, I'm summarizing a little bit what I saw. It is kind of living. He likes to do it, and he got some other money to survive. And this is not a free-time job, but he had a good slave, sorry, his grandfather. He's do a lot of jobs for him, and to stay alive, he has to be more focused on what he's doing and make a better organization. And yes, it is possible to survive here, but then you have to concentrate and do just this, and not as a free-time job. Thanks for all the listening.